Okay, today we are going to discuss about some data structures concept. First of all, what is data structure? Data structure is the way we are going to arrange the data and how we are dealing with the data. Okay, what is data structure means the way we are arranging the data and how we are handling the data. That total concept is called data structures every time. Okay, in that there are number of algorithms is there. Basically there are algorithms, everyone is an algorithm, one methodology is there. Okay, the first methodology is that here we are dealing with stack, the data which is arranged in a array or anything in a linear way, then we are going to handle in a particular way. Okay, that means we are going to arrange the numbers like this in a linear way. For example, one array is there, one array, what is the index of arrays, 1 2 3 4 and 5 like this, for example. Then the values are like this, that means in a linear way, but we cannot handle all the values at a time. We are going to handle the values in a particular way. What is that? We are going to handle every time what is the top value. What is the top value? For example, the top value is 5. The top value, that means the last value. What is the last value that is going to be handled here? Okay, that means we are not handling all these values without deleting or without crossing this value. This is the top value, we cannot access the next value. Okay, that's why this is a linear way. Stack is a linear data structure, no doubt about that. This is not a linear data, non-linear data structure. It is 100% a linear data structure. Okay, then there are some keywords are there here. What is that? That is the top. Top means, for example, the values are like this. Every time the last value is represented with the top. The last value in the array that is going to be handled with the top here. And operation names, there are two operations every time. What is that? Push and pop. Push and pop. Push is for insertion and pop is for deletion. Pop is for deletion. Then how we are going to handle all these properties, so I'm going to explain through an example here. For example, the size of the stack is 5. Okay, here I am going to discuss about whole topic. I am going to cover all the small everything about stack, and if it is easy to write answer any MCQs. Okay, in this way I am going to teach you. Okay, here the size of the stack is, for example, here I am taking as a size is equal to 5. Okay, I am writing here stack is the array I am writing like this, and 0 1 2 3 4 are the index values. Okay, and I am taking one variable that is called top. If there is no element, in the stack, the top is at -1. The stack always follows last in first out. Sorry, last in first out. Or we can say that first in last out. That means if an element which is inserted last into the stack, that is going to be deleted first. Last in first out, and the same thing first in last out. Okay, I will show you here. This is the methodology which is going to be followed by the stack. Last in first out or first in last out. Okay, now I am going to write here push of 10. What is push here? Push means I am going to insert the data into the stack here. Push of 10, the value is 10, I am going to push into the stack here. Push into the stack. Just look at here, the top is at -1. What is the top is at -1 means the stack is an empty, there is no elements in the stack here. Now I am going to insert a 10. I am going to insert 10 here. Now the top is coming into here, and top, that means top is plus plus, top is plus plus, that means top, if top is -1, -1 plus 1, then top becomes 0 here, that means the top is moved to this place, and I am going to insert 10 here. That means, for example, stag of top is equal to value. Stag of top is equal to value. When we are clicking on the push some value, top is incremented, then every time top is refers to the index value. Okay, that is not the anything else, it is the index value 0, right? This is the index value. That's why stag of top is equal to value. What is the value? The 10. 10 is going to be placed here. For example, now I am going to pop it. For example, I am going to pop it. Pop means it is going to delete the top value. It is going to delete the top value. What is the top value now? Top indicates here 10. Then simply we are going to top minus minus. Top minus minus means top becomes again -1. Again top becomes -1, and 10 is going to be deleted here. For example, now I am going to click on pop again. But is there any elements here? There is no elements here. Then how can I delete the element? How can I delete? I cannot delete an element when there is no elements in the stack. No elements in the stack means if top is equal to -1. Look at here. Where is the top? Top is at -1. If top is at -1, the stack is empty. If tag is empty, I cannot delete a value from the stack. We can indicate the message as stack is underflow. Stack is underflow means there is no elements. When we are going to check is the stack is underflow or not? When we are deleting the element in the stack from the stack, then we have to check is stack is empty. If the stack is empty, then we have to indicate that stack is underflow. Otherwise, that means if the stack is not empty, then we have to delete the value. Okay, then again I am going to push 10. Push 10 means again top is plus plus, and top is going to be like this. Again I am going to click here push off 20, then top is plus plus again, and 20 is going to be placed here. Then again 30, push 30 here, and the top is going to be placed. Here, and top is like this. Again I am going to place some 40 here. Top is incremented, and 40 is placed here. Then again the top is incremented, and 50 is here. For example, I am going to insert push all the 5 values. Now I am going to push again push off some 100. Now look at here, all the 5 values are filled here. That means what is the top value now? The top value is at 4. That means size -1. Top is at size -1. Top is equal to size -1. That means the stack is full here. We have to indicate a message. We are going to give a message. What is that? Stack is overflow here. Okay. When we are deleting an element, we are going to check is the stack is empty or not. That means what is the condition for that? The condition is the top is equal to -1. Okay. When we are inserting the data, that means when we are pushing the data into the stack, we have to check is stack is full. What is the condition for that? Top is equal to size -1. What is the size of the stack? That is -1. then we have to implement this tag. Now if I pop that one, at present I am going to stop, I am going to pop an element. Now which element it is going to be pop? 50 is going to be pop. 50 is inserted last. The value 50 is last in, and I am going to delete now. What is the element deleted now? What is the last inserted, that is going to be deleted first. That's why it is going to be last in, first out. For example, where the 10 is going to be deleted, after all the values, only the 10 is going to be deleted. That's why first in, 10 is first in here, and it is going to be deleted last. That's why it is also following first in, last out methodology. Okay, the stack is following last in first out or first in last out methodology. There are two types of operations. One is push and pop. Push is for insertion, pop is for deletion. When we are deleting pop, we have to check is the stack is empty or not. For stack is empty, what is the condition? The condition is top is equal to -1. Okay. For example, if I am going to push the value, we are going to check is the stack is full or not. What is the condition for that? Top is equal to -1, size -1. Sorry, top is equal to size -1. Otherwise, we can push and we can pop also. Okay, this is the overview for the stack operations and everything. And what is the time complexity for push operation here? What is the time complexity for push operation here? The time complexity for push operation is order of 1. Order of 1. Why? Because, for example, there is no elements here. For example, only top is placing it here, and now I am going to insert a data into the tag here. I am going to insert some 20. Now, if I want to insert a data into the tag, I am going to do only two operations. What is the two operations? I am going to increment the top value. I am going to increment the top value. And I am going to place that 20 here. These two steps are not in any for loop. They are normal, just two statements. That's it. First one is order of 1 and second one is order of 1. It's a constant. Order of 1 plus order of 1, that is not order of 2. That is going to be constant as order of 1 only. Constants remains constant. Okay, for the push operation, what is the time complexity? The time complexity of push operation is order of 1. Then I am going to the next statement. What is push? What is the time complexity for push? Just nothing. Here also, when we are dealing with pop here, I am decrementing the top value. That's it, nothing else, right? Only single statement, that is not in any for loop. Any for loop and not based on any condition, right? It is going to top minus. If it is a condition, it is tag underflow. Only one statement is going to be executed. That is only for one time. That is only repeated for only one time. It is going to be accident. That's why the order of pop is also 1. Order of 1, and for this one also, for push also order of 1 only. Okay. For example, I am going to search 30, 40, 50. For example, I am going to search an element in a stack here. I am not pushing an element and I am not popping the element. I want to search an element in a stack. That means we are going to pop every element. We are going to, the top is at here. I am going to search here. I am going to search is the 10 is in the list or not. For example, the worst case, right? Why? Because it is in the bottom of the stack. Now I am going to access. I am going to check every time. All the stack values up to if the element is found, at the last position, or if the element is not in the list, then we have to check all the elements in the stack. Okay, if the size is n, the time complexity for the searching operation is order of n. Okay, for such operation, what is the order? Order of n here. That's it. This is the brief description about stack, and where we are going to use the stack in programming, and we are going to reverse a string, and we are going to check is the parents is valid or not, some parsing like that, and we are going to convert infix into postfix expressions like that, and implementation of recursion, the total recursion concept. The recursion concept is fully based on the stack only. Okay, and when we are traversing the graphs, the DFS algorithm is fully working on stack process only, and BFS is on queue. Okay, this is the application area for the stack here. Okay, if anyone want to note all the operations, push and the pop and everything, just note it down. And the condition of the push operation is top is equal to size minus 1, and for pop we have to check top is equal to minus 1. And I'm going to explain the in two examples how I am going to convert infix into postfix. Stack. Okay, we are going to use some stack here. Okay, some stack is like this. What is the algorithm for this one? First of all, we have to note the algorithm. What is the algorithm when we are converting infix expression into postfix expression? What is infix expression? First of all, for example, the operator means addition, subtraction, multiplication, anything. If the operator is in between two operands, for example, 10 plus 2. 2 is an operand and 10 is an operand, and plus is an operator. This notation is called infix notation. What is postfix expression? 10 space 2 and plus. That means after the operands, the operator is there. That is called postfix expression. Plus 10 and 2. That means the operator is before the operands. Then this is called prefix notation. Okay. Now I am going to convert this infix notation into, look at this, is this infix notation or not? Yes, a plus b, then b star c, c by d, then this is a infix notation. Now I am going to convert this infix notation into postfix notation using stack. Every time it is asking that what is the postfix notation for this example. Okay. Now, what is the algorithm? First of all, for example, this is the operand and this is the operator. Okay. If I'm going to trace from the top position to like this a, then plus, then b, then star, then c, like this. I'm going to trace from here. Okay. If the, for example, if it is at 0th index, and the next one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, for example. Okay. If the value is what is the value here? This is a operand or operator. There are two things only. Is this operator or operand? If it is an operand, just we have to print like this in the output. For example, this is the output, and one more stack we are using, that is a stack. If it is an operand, I am going to directly display Nothing. There is no process for the operands. Okay, I am going directly printing on the output. Okay, but when we are dealing with operators, then we are going to dealing with operators. We have some conditions here. Then what is next one after A? It is going to be plus. Addition operation. I am going to insert into the stack. Okay, how I am going to insert, I will tell you. After addition, what is that? That is operand. Then I am going to directly printing into the output. Then what is the next one? The next one is operator here. If operator is coming, we have to delete. We have to insert into the stack. We have to insert into the stack, but we have to delete all the operators which has some higher precedence or equal precedence. For example, here star is there. Star has more precedence than plus. Then there is no problem here. For example, instead of plus, it is going to be some divided by and another multiplication operation is there. But I want to now I am going to dealing with some multiplication operation. These two are more precedence or equal precedence than star. Then we have to delete these two. Okay, but here operator is addition. The addition operator is low precedence than star. Low precedence than star. That's why we are going directly entering into the plus and star. Then what is the next one? The next one is C, that is operand. Then directly we are going to put C into the output. Then what is the next one? Next one is divided by operator. Now I am going to insert into the stack here. Into the stack. But if I am going to directly, I am not inserted into the stack. Why? Because what? For example, this is the top here. Star is at top position. The operator precedence is for both multiplication and division, both are same. Then we have to delete it. Then we have to delete here and we have to append here. Okay. Then we are going to check with for these two. But addition operation is less precedence than divided by. Then we have to insert divided by operator. No problem. Then what is the next operator? Then next value, that is D. We are going directly for D into like this. Yes, this is the end of the string. This is the end of the string. Then after that, is tag is empty? Is tag is empty? No, not at all. Then we have to delete from the top. What is the top here? Top is at divided by. Now I am going to delete it and I am going to delete it. Yes, this is deleted first and next. Then this is the postfix notation for this is the above example. Now I am going to tell you the same thing, explaining here. Just wait. For example, string is equal to, the string is like this. We don't know the stack. What is the size of the stack? And there are two values here. First one is this is the stack. This is stack. And one thing is that is output. This is the output. Okay. Now I am going to trace from the string here. This is A, right? If it is A, I am going to place in the output screen. What is the next one? Next one is addition operation. Addition, then I am going to, this is the operator, right? I am going to place in the stack here. And the top is at 0 now. What is the next value? Next value is B. I am going to directly here, I am going to add into output screen. And what is the next one? Star. If star is there, then I am going to check all the operators in this stack. Here I am going to check with the top here. Is addition is more precedence or equal precedence than star? No, not at all. Then we are going to insert that star into here. Then top is going to be plus plus. Okay. Then what is the next value? C. C is an operand. Then I am going to place here. What is the next one? Next one is divided by operator. Now I am going to check with the top here. Yes, both are equal precedence. Then I am going to delete this one. I am going to delete this one, and I am going to decrement the top value. And I am going to decrement the top value. If I am deleted this one, I want to place. Here. If I am going to delete here, I am going to place here. Then I am going to check with the divide operator with the plus operator. Yes, plus is low presence than divided by. Then there is no problem here. Now I am going to insert divided by, and the top is incremented here. Now top is placing the divided by operator. The next one is D. D is a operand. Then I am going to place D here. No problem. Yes, the string is over here. The string is closed, and but the stack is not empty here. If the stack is not empty, what is the top location? Top location is divided by. Now I am going to delete the top value, and we have to put in the output string. Then we have to put the output string. Then next, again I am going to delete the top value. Now I am going to delete the top value, and I am going to place here. Yes, that's it. This is the infix to postfix expression conversion of this. Okay, I think it is clear. Just practice the next one. This is without brackets. Here I am going to discuss another example with the brackets here. With the brackets, I am going to copy this one. And this is the string. And this is the string here. And output. What is the first value? What is the first value? The first value is bracket here. I am going to place this open bracket here. Okay. Then what is a value? This is the operator. Okay. This is the operator. That's why we are placing here. What is the next value? Next value is a. Then it is an operand. Then we have to place here. Then next addition operation. Then we have to place here. Okay. Then B I am going to place here. Then closed bracket is there. If it is a closed bracket, then we have to pop all the operators up to the open bracket. Up to the open bracket, how many operators are there? Only one operator is there. That is going to be, this is going to be deleted. All the operators. For example, if it has 100 operators, we have to delete all the 100 operators. Okay. Then I am going to delete this open bracket also. Okay, now I am going to add here plus. Then again, what is that? Star. I am going to place here star. There is no comparison for the operators here. Then star. Then again open bracket. Then again open bracket. Then again minus. When we are dealing with the open brackets, we are never compare with the other operators. Okay. Then D here. Missed the C here. C, then minus, then D. I am going to place here D also. Then closed bracket is there. If closed bracket is there, we have to delete all the operators inside it. That means I am going to place subtraction here, and I am going to delete these values. What is the next value? The next value is divided by. The next value is divided by. I am going to place here divided by, but I am going to check divided by operator precedence with star. Star is equal precedence, then it is going to be deleted from here, and we have to represent star here, and we have to put divided by in the top position. Divided by in the top position. Now again open bracket. Now again open bracket. Then again it is going to be E here. Then addition operator. Then F. Then closed bracket. If it is closed bracket is there, we have to delete up to the open bracket. Then we are going to delete like this. We are going to delete, and we are going to delete this one. Yes, this is reaching the end of the string. If the stack is empty, no, the stack is not empty, then we are going to delete this one and we have to put in the last here. In this way, we are going to convert infix notation into the postfix notation. Okay, try for another things, and there is some other infix to prefix, prefix to infix, and infix evaluation, postfix evaluation, and all these things are there. Just take 1 hour. It will take only 1 hour. Just practice all these things. Okay, and is there any other things? Okay. The next one is Q here. Q. Q is going to be, if you observe stack, it is going to be only one end. The deletion and insertion, all two operations are done at only one end, that is the top end. Okay, but here there are two ends, that is front and rear. That is front and rear. There are two operations. There are two ends and two operations, front and rear. Okay, both are initially at -1. Okay, there top is only at -1. Here both are at -1. Okay, but it is going to be follow first in first out operation, first in first out, or last in last out. Okay, here there are two operations like this, like push and pop. Here NQ and DQ, NQ and DQ operations are there. Like push and pop, for insertion it is going to be NQ, for deletion it is going to be DQ. There are two operations. For the two, for NQ, that means insertion, we are going to use rear. For the deletion it is going to be use the front operation, front variable. Okay, both are initially at -1. Now how the queue is going to be working? There are three or four different types of queues. First one is a simple queue. The first one is very simple queue. The second one is a circular queue. The third one is a priority queue, and fourth one is a double-ended queue. Okay, double-ended queue. There are four different types of queues are there. First one is simple queue, circular queue, priority queue, and double-ended queue. There are a number of queues also is there, but most probably these are the queues. Okay. For example, I am going to take here the size is equal to 5, and this is the queue here. Initially, front and rear is equal to -1. For example, NQ of for example 10. NQ of 10. The NQ operation is done at rear end. DQ operation is done at front end. That means here is the front. For example, here is the front. For example, we are thinking that we are assuming rear is at this end, the last position. Is the last position every time. We are thinking that that's it, nothing else. But initially they are at -1. Okay, they are at -1. Now I am going to insert. 10 here. Now I am going to insert 10. What will happen? If I am going to insert 10, and front and rear both are going to be placed in the one position only. Both are placed in the one position. That means rear is going to be represented in the first position. Now I am going to insert one more value. I am going to insert one more value here. For example, 20 I am going to insert. I am going to insert here 20. Front is at only at the first position, first value, and the rear is moving like this. Rear is not here. Rear is moving, and at the rear end we are going to insert now. For example, next value is 30. For example, I want to insert 30, and 30 is inserted, and the rear is moving like this, and the rear is at this position. That means the rear is moving. At rear end we are going to delete the values. For example, I am going to insert all the values. Some 40 and some 50. 40 and 50. Now rear is at last position. Okay. For example, I want to insert one more value, NQ of 100. Is it possible here? Yes, it is not possible. That means when we are going to insert a value into the queue, we have to check one condition. What is the condition? Rear is equal to size minus 1. Like top, like in the stack, we are going to check top is equal to size minus 1. Like that, here also we are going to check rear is equal to size minus 1. That queue is going to be overflow. Okay. Now I am going to delete the value. Now I am going to delete the value. Which value I am going to delete? At front end, the DQ operations are done. I am going to delete any value from the queue. What is front representing here? The front is going to be representing here the 10 value. That means front is deleted here. Front is deleted here, and it is moving into here. Front plus plus. Front plus plus. That means this value is now a garbage value. We are not indicating anything here. Some garbage value. Okay. Again, I am going to delete some DQ operation. I am going to delete this 20 also and this 20 also, and front is moving, and front is moving into 30 here. Front is moving into 30 here. Now I am going to click on NQ of 100. NQ of 100. What is the condition for the Q is full or not? The condition is the rear is equal to minus size minus 1. Yes, the rear is at 4, the size is 5. Then rear is equal to size minus 1 is true. That means Q is full. But look at here. These are there are two empty values here. There are two empty values. The Q is really not empty, but it is showing that the Q is not full here, but it is showing that Q is full. This is the drawback in the queues. We cannot effectively maintaining the queue operations here. We are not effectively maintaining the storage here. There is a simple drawback in the queue here. For example, rear is at the last position, but front is at not 0th position. It is going to be in some other position. At this time, we are not accessing these two values. These two values are erased, but we cannot insert the data into these two values. Why? Because rear is at 4. Rear is at the last position. We cannot insert the data here. This is the drawback in the queues. Okay. Now, for example, I am going to again click on DQ. Again, two more DQs are there. That means this 30 is going to be deleted and this 40 is going to be deleted. Now, front is going to be represented at this position. Front is going to be deleted at this position. Both are at a single position. For example, again I am going to click on DQ. Again, I am going to click on DQ. What we have to do? If front and rear both are at one position, we are going to delete the value, no doubt about that. We are going to delete the value. If it is dq only, if it is nq, it is saying that the queue is full. Okay, only one value is there, but it is saying that queue is full. Okay, this is the drawback. Okay, now I am going to click on dq. That means I am going to delete this 50. I am going to delete this 50. I am going to delete this 50. Now I am going to reset the front and rear to -1 again, -1 again. I am going to reset. If the both values are at same position, if both values, if front and rear are at the same position, we have to restore the rear and the front to again to -1. Okay, this is the operation for queue. Now I am going to write the conditions here. In what way we are going to write the conditions? For example, I am going to write here NQ operation. NQ operation. For example, NQ of some 10, some value. NQ of some value, void NQ. The function is like this, void NQ of some value. What we have to check when we are inserting the data into queue or stack? When we are inserting the value into the stack or queue, we have to check is it full or not. What is the condition for that? We have to check. For example, size is equal to, we have to check the size is equal to 5, for example. Okay. Initially, the front is equal to rear is equal to -1. Now I am going to check here. Rear is equal to size -1. We are going to check these values. I'm not writing all the logic here. We are going to check this condition when this means this is overflow. This is overflow, right? This is overflow condition. That means we cannot insert the data into the queue. We have to check this one. And one more thing we have to check. For example, there is no elements here. For example, in the queue, initially there are no elements here. For example, I am going to insert the data at the rear end. Then I want to reset the rear also, the front also 0, right? First of all, I am going to insert a data 10 here. That means this, when the queue is empty, I am going to represent both front and rear at 0 here. That's why I am going to write this condition also. For example, I am going to write here rear is equal to -1 and front is also equal to -1. Both are at -1. What we have to do? We have to insert the value. No doubt about that. We are going to insert the value. Insert the value at 0 and at rear is equal to front is equal to 0. Okay, we are going to insert the value at 0 position and we have to set front and rear also at the same position. Okay. Now else, if all the remaining cases, these are all remaining cases. This one. All the remaining cases. What we have to do now? If it is, for example, like this, front is here and rear is also at 0. For example, now I am going to insert at 20. Then I am going to increment the rear and I am going to insert at rear. First of all, I am going to insert rear. Then rear becomes 1 here. Then rear becomes 1. At one position, I am going to insert 20. Okay, at rear position, I am going to insert 20. In all the other cases, I am going to increment rear and insert at rear. Insert at rear. This is the condition for the. This is the algorithm for the NQ operation. First of all, we have to check what is the size of the, is the size is equal to rear or not. If it is there, then we have to give overflow message. If rear is equal to -1 and front is equal to -1, that means there is no element in the queue. Then what we have to do? We have to insert value at 0 and set front and rear is equal to 0. For all the remaining cases, I am going to increment rear and insert at rear. That's it. Okay, this is the NQ operation. The time complexity for the NQ operation is just we are going to insert. Already rear is there. What I am doing here? Is there any loop here? There is no loop. The single statements are running. Rear plus plus. Then I am going to insert. That's it. Nothing else. That's why the order of our insertion operation, that NQ operation, is order of 1. For DQ also that is order of 1. For searching, the same as stack, that is order of n. Okay. For NQ, the time complexity is order of 1. For DQ, the time complexity is order of 1. For searching, order of n. Okay. Then I am going to write here what is the algorithm for deletion. Void or int, we can write anything here. We want to return what we are going to delete the element. We are going to give some integer value. We are not writing anything. We have to take int as the return type. DQ. There is no values are passing here. What is the condition? First of all, what is the condition for this one? If there is no values, for example, is there any values now? There is no values. If I click on DQ, we cannot do any operation, right? We cannot do any operation. That means when we are not doing anything, then rear and front is equal to -1. That means Q is empty. Okay, Q is empty. Then I am going to check rear is equal to -1 and is equal to -1. Empty or underflow okay, underflow. This is the one condition. But what is the condition? Is the stack is the queue is empty or not? Then I am going to check one more condition. What is that? For example, both are at same position. What we have to do? We have to reset rear and the front to -1. Okay. Then again, else if both are at same position means rear is equal to front. Then what we have to do? We have to do rear is equal to front is equal to -1. Okay, we have to do this one. Else all the remaining parts, all the remaining things, all the remaining areas, we have to front is front plus plus. That's it, nothing else. If you want to print that, if you want to print the value, just print before print front and then front plus plus. Okay, this is the operation for DQ. Okay, this is the algorithm. There are three conditions every time. For DQ, for NQ, both has three conditions. We are going to check is the queue is empty or not. If the queue is empty, what is the condition? Rear is equal to -1 and front is equal to -1. Then one more case is there. What is that? If both are at single position, if both are at same position, then what we have to do? We have to do to reset the front and rear to -1, and for the remaining parts we have to increment front only. That's it. For DQ operation, for NQ operation, we are going to check is rear is at last position. If it is at last position, this is overflow. If both are at -1, we are going to insert at 0 and set rear and front is equal to 0. And all the remaining cases, we are going to insert increment rear and insert at rear. That's it. This is the DQ operation. But here, what is the drawback? What is the drawback? For example, the Q is at like this. I want to insert one value. I want to insert one more value into the queue, but I cannot insert. The memory is free. When the memory is free, also the queue is not inserting the data into the queue here. To overcome this problem, circular queue is there. Circular queue. What is circular queue? If the circular queue, if at this position, I am going to insert one more value into the queue. We are checking that is size, rear is equal to size minus 1. But here, this is not possible. Now I am going to check where is front here. Front is at not 0, right? Front is at not 0. Then I am going to go back to the front, go back to the first position. I am going to place the 100 here. Now where is rear? Rear is going to be here, not here. And I am going to insert it again. The rear is moving here like this, and I am going to insert 200 like this. Okay, that means the rear is reaching the last position, but the front is at not the first position. We are going to insert the data in the remaining positions, that is called circular queue. Okay, all the remaining circular queues and priority queues I will discuss tomorrow. Okay, everyone practice all these algorithms, NQ and DQ, push and pop and everything. Okay.